Hey, folks. Hey now. Hey now. Hey now. Hey now. What's going on? We got sports happening. Oh, yeah, there's sports. We'll get those NFL predictions going for you. Let me share this around a little bit and allow the chat room to fill up to capacity. You know, like it's gonna. Sorry. It might. You never know. It could. It could happen. You don't know. It could happen. Anyway. Hope you're having a great Friday. Hope you got a big sports week planned. Sports weekend, I should say. Arsenal playing Aston Villa. Hey, there's Rosie Williams. Hey, Rosie. Arsenal's playing Aston Villa Sunday. And that's, of course, the only game I really care about. But others are going on. Boise State is playing Brigham Young tonight. And I'm just going to go out on a limb here. Brigham Young has played no one. I'll cover that during the show. And, oh, no. I don't want that to happen. Yeah, I just did something I shouldn't do. All right. I didn't want that to happen. I made a mistake. I made an error. I feel stupid now. I just posted something to Facebook in the wrong group. The wrong page that I manage. And I feel dumb now. It's a page about Elton John. And stupid. I ain't that bright. I was born ignorant and I've been losing ground ever since. Don't make no sense. Morty Vickers here. Say What You Real Radio says Steelers will be 8-0 even though Tomlin is $100,000 poorer. We'll cover that. Yeah, we'll cover that little piece of information during tonight's Unnecessary Sports Show. I just got a few places to share this around to. And then I probably should go back and delete, which means I'll have to go on Facebook, which will suck. But I'll have to delete that. But we will get into the NFL. We will get into the UFC. There's some pretty interesting stories. Justin Turner will not be disciplined by Major League Baseball. And it's kind of cool the way they described it. I mean, I was kind of like, man, you know, that wasn't so hot what you did. I understand the motivation he had to, to be with his teammates, and I get all that. But we'll cover that. I'll give you my opinion on that. You know, Say What You Will Radio's here. He does some nice sports stuff after his show went off internet. Off network, sorry. And they did a nice little NFL thing. It was nice. It was classy. Of course, they couldn't read my comments, so they missed all my brilliant prognostication and correct predictioning. Is that a word? Predictioning? But that's okay. You know. That's all right. It's all right. Don't worry about it. It's one of them things. Next time. We'll get you next time, you know? We'll get you the next time. Did I already do that one? I don't care. It's one of Rob's pages. I can probably get away with posting to it twice. Sorry. Say What You Real Radio says won't happen again. And in the spirit of things that won't ever happen again, I will predict, my first prediction of the night is that John Smith will never again stick a large tree branch into a terracotta septic tank pipe for fear of hearing what is now known as the slight gurgle. Slight gurgle should become like a thing you say on your show. Like something bad happened to you that day. You just say, hey man, I had a slight gurgle today. Yeah, what was it? Well, I was at the convenience mart. And this lady turns around and says to me, anyway, the slight gurgle. Oh, man. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the whimsy of the term slight gurgle. And I heard what is now referred to as a slight gurgle. it's brilliant because it's not as ominous as a large gurgle, yet the effect is it's so large gurgle worthy. But all it took was a slight gurgle to be covered knee deep in human waste, some of which I bet he looked down and went, some of this crap isn't even mine. Anyway, got to do my Twitter feed. If you have a hashtag, man, you gotta get it in quick, because I don't like to tarry on my Twitter page. Come on, load up, would you? This Twitter page is giving me a slight gurgle. I'm so close to not even posting. It's just spinning and spinning and spinning. Oh, yeah. Come on, man. Okay, I'll try it one more time. I'll just close that page and try it again. People are having slight gurgle talk. You know, sometimes... Oh, here we go. Now it's loading up. All right, come on. That's it. Okay, here we go. Live streaming sports talk. Sports NFL. I don't think I'm doing Major League Soccer. I did that last night. UFC. Stories of the day. Slight gurgle. Oh, God. Well, the New York Jets today had a slight gurgle. Oh, there it is. Hey, we're on the same page. Say what you will. I just saw that you had put slight gurgle on there. Cesspool of sports is good too. Cesspool of sports. All right. I gotta get this show going. Oh, Jesus. Okay, hold on. Oh, man. This is one too many Red Bull, maybe, but I'm cracking myself up over here. Yeah, I'm a crack up over here. All right, I'm dying over here. All right, John Smith and I are on the same page tonight. All right, here we go. I probably ought to get this thing going. Let's get this thing going. Oh, come on.
Tom was a white male. Always invited to the cookout.
Always.
But he spit straight hot fire. Okay? You said who is the best commentator on Facebook Live? Tom.
Because he spit hot fire. Yo,
he even got the last name.
And let me tell you this too. Tom potato salad good.
Mm-hmm. No raisins.
It ain't bland. No raisins. No raisins.
I don't care who owned the Chiefs. I hate it here. Make me sick. My allergy. Puke every time. Blah, like that. Puke.
Well, you're a goalie. You're supposed to be like that.
Somebody owned the Chiefs. We go to Florida and I get the money.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Let me answer that. You know, that is an absolute crock of You know, you people in the news media, all of you dwell on some negative piece of like that. And I don't know how Steve feels about it, but it just and you don't have to bleep one single word of this.
That it doesn't work for me. I gotta have more cowbell.
Harbaugh, the Indianapolis Colts, and I recommend that you wear a helmet while listening to the show.
Oh, it's time. It's a big Friday night episode of the one, the only Tom Gulley's Unnecessary Sports Show. Trying as always as we do to avoid a slight gurgle while we're on the air. For those of you just tuning in, forevermore on this show, something bad that happens will be referred to as a slight gurgle. Everybody in the chat room right now knows what that means, but in the future, you'll have to ask me. Hey, we got a big sports show planned for you tonight. We're going to look into the world of the NFL. We're going to make our predictions, and we'll verify them on Monday, as always. And then there's sports stories of the day. We'll go through the UFC event this weekend, and many other things, provided, of course, there is no slight gurgle as the show continues. North Carolina State over Miami right now, 31-24. No defense in that one. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Miami has the ball. 1st and 10 on the 39-yard line. Let's get into a little bit more. We've got San Jose State and San Diego State. San Diego State, coached by Ball State graduate Brady Hoke, up 10-0 with about 9 minutes left in the second quarter. Big game, I've been assured by everyone here in the state of Utah. Brigham Young taking on Boise State. Just getting underway, 13:40 left in the first quarter. Boise State with the ball, 3rd and 3 at the BYU 40-yard line. We'll talk about the fact there will be no punishment for Justin Turner of the Dodgers for his antics after the World Series win just a couple weeks ago. Deion Sanders' son, Shader, commits to Jackson State. And the Saints have a player treated a bunch of Philadelphia poll workers to lunch. Alcohol withdrawal hindering Diego Maradona's recovery. Of course, Al Davis's kid has called the Raiders' punishment draconian. And Joe Namath says that he could see that Clemson quarterback force a trade from the Jets if he's unlucky enough to be drafted, by the slight gurgle that is the New York Jets. Slight gurgle. I'm so happy with that term. God almighty. All right. We got a great sports show going on. Of course, even a better chat room. Rosie Williams is here, as is Morty Vicker, the Sultan of the Outdoor Grill. Say What You Will Radio will air tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time on Good Talk Radio. It'll also be airing on Cutting Edge TV on your Roku device. And Say What You Will said a slight gurgle never turns out well. Morty says never say you had a slight gurgle, Tom. Morty, Say What You Will Radio says, I'm dying over here. Spits hot fire, no raisins. I should have gotten those tweets in, those hashtags in on the tweet, but I didn't. Hey, let's go down our NFL predictions for the weekend. We got Denver at Atlanta in a pair of teams that I think are pretty much identically not that good. But I'm going to take Atlanta at home. They can't forever keep losing on the last play of the game. Can they now? Maybe. Oh, good one. Seattle at Buffalo. I like Buffalo a lot, but I like Seattle even more. Give me Seattle. Chicago at Tennessee. Another good one. The Titans, I think, are starting to show signs of weakness. Not that Chicago is that great, but I likes me some Nick Foles, so I am going with Chicago. Baltimore is at Indianapolis. Man, as much as I'd like to pick Indianapolis, I am going to have to go with Baltimore's offense over that Colts defense. Carolina at Kansas City. Do we even have to discuss that one? I'm taking Kansas City. Detroit at Minnesota. Minnesota played great against the Packers. I still think Detroit's got a little something anytime you got Matt Stafford. I think he is having his career criminally wasted there in Detroit. Take, for example, if you put Matt Stafford on some other teams in the NFL. I mean, if you put Matt Stafford in Denver, look out. If you put Matt Stafford in Jacksonville, if you put Matt Stafford even in Las Vegas, if Miami had Matt Stafford, come on now. But I think I am going to take Minnesota at home. The New York Football Giants taking on the Washington football team. I never picked the Giants. Let's go Washington. Houston will visit Jacksonville in a powerhouse AFC South matchup. I think I'll take Jacksonville at home. Las Vegas going to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. I like this game. I like this. A lot of good matchups this week. Oh, boy. I just think Gruden is going to outcoach the Chargers. Much as I like that Chargers quarterback, Herbert, I really am going to have to go with Las Vegas. Pittsburgh at Dallas. Oh, the humanity. Give me Pittsburgh. Miami at Arizona. This Tua kid is nothing but spit and baling wire. He played really crappy. Punt return for a touchdown. Pick six. Fumble Rooski for a touchdown. That's what got Miami their win last week. I'm taking Arizona. New Orleans at Tampa Bay. Drew Brees against Tom Brady. Let's see here. T.Y. is out for Indy, according to Morty Vicker. Matt Stafford in Houston. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Morty Vicker says, Stafford, what about Fitzmagic? Well, you know, Fitzmagic is indeed potent, but Stafford isn't 100. It's got a little more upside, but they're both great quarterbacks. Oh, boy. Look, this is the NBC game, New Orleans, Tampa Bay, and I'm just going to have to take New Orleans. I still don't think Tampa Bay is for real. Not that New Orleans has been playing New Orleans-like, but I like them. I'm going to take New Orleans. I may regret it later, but I'm going to. New England at New York Jets on Monday night. Is that even a discussion? Give me New England. And bye teams this week are Cincinnati, Cleveland, Los Angeles Rams, and the Philadelphia Eagles. So there's your NFL picks. Morty Vicker says, I'm going breezy. Say What You Will Radio says, TB takes this week. All right. That's kind of a coin toss for me. I just don't think Tampa Bay is totally for real yet. I don't think they've played that many good teams. Before we get to the stories of the day, I had a discussion yesterday with somebody who was trying to tell me how great a game Boise State and Brigham Young were going to be. And I said, Brigham Young, not that Boise State has had some incredible, lineup of teams on their schedule, but Brigham Young has played nobody this year. And I mean nobody. Seriously. Here's who Brigham Young has played. Don't do that to me. Okay, here we go. What the name of Sam Hill? Games. That's what I want to see. All right, here's who Brigham Young has played this year. All right, you ready? You ready for this? Liberty, and they just got, that was last year. Hold on. All right, okay, Navy. They beat Navy 55-3, big deal. Troy, 48-7. Louisiana Tech. University of Texas, San Antonio, and they just got out of that by 27-20. They played Houston, doubled up on them. They played Texas State. Okay. They played Western Kentucky. Anybody impressed? Now they're playing Boise State, ranked 21. BYU's number 9. And next for the always taking on the biggies, Brigham Young Cougars, North Alabama. But after that, and this is my prediction right now, we're in early November. On the 12th of December, BYU is taking on San Diego State, and they're going to lose. They're going to lose. Okay? Mark my words. You heard it here first. Boise State's only played 2 games thus far this year. And so they're just getting into the swing of things. Their 2 games this year thus far, they beat Utah State, 42-13, and then they beat Air Force. Air Force always seems to have kind of a potent offense, but then they'll take on Colorado State, then Hawaii, then San Jose State, then UNLV, then Wyoming. Not juggernauts, but certainly not Troy. Give me a break. Give me a break, man. Give me a break. Say What You Will Radio says, bring them young, bring them old, just bring them. Not bashing Kentucky, but there's a town there who elected a bulldog as their mayor. Just saying. Hey, I'm just saying. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Yeah. 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 Here's an article. Cam Newton wants to improve. I take losing personally. I need to be better. You think? You think maybe? Good one. All right. Las Vegas Raiders owner Mark Davis took issue with his team being fined $500,000, being stripped of a 6th-round pick in the 2021 draft, and Coach John Gruden being docked an additional $150,000 for one source called brazen and repeated violations of COVID-19 protocols. The fines are draconian, Davis told ESPN today, but we will appeal them. Outside the organization, people have the wrong impression about the Raiders. We take it seriously. It's unfortunate that certain things outside the protocol are the things being focused on rather than the positive steps we've taken as an organization. You've been in the building, you've seen it. I don't know what to say about that. You guys keep talking about the bridge collapse, but have you seen those stanchions? Anyway, John and those guys are working their asses off every day, but at the same time, the NFL feels we failed some of those mandates. They had the charity event for tight end Darren Waller. He was fined $30,000. 9 teammates were fined $15,000 without masks on October 5th at the charity event. In total, Las Vegas has racked up $1.185 million in fines for breaking COVID-19 protocols thus far, and they're the first team to lose a draft pick over the violations. The NFL came out several weeks ago and said, look, we're serious about these. We might start docking you draft picks. Raiders didn't listen. 2 weeks ago, Pro Bowl right tackle Trent Brown tested positive for COVID-19, but because he was not wearing his tracer at the team facility, and several players were not wearing masks after rookie cornerback Damon Arnett had gone on the reserve COVID-19 list, 4 other members of the Raiders' starting offensive line were deemed high risk and had to self-quarantine during the week. So, there you are. It's a mess. I'm telling you. It's a mess. Let's see here. Morty Vickers says Texas State is the cousin that never gets brought up during family get-togethers. Rosie Williams says Cam is only worried about what he's going to wear before and after the game. Boy, you got that right. I'm going to match my shirt, which looks like a peppermint stick, with this paisley hat. I look like a dancer in the Raspberry Beret video by Prince. It's like the color wheel vomited on him. It's bad. It's just bad. Packers have their rookie quarterback on the COVID-19 list. John Harbaugh says Lamar Jackson has to tighten up his game. Maybe he should do the tighten up. I'm Archie Bell. These are the drills. We're from Houston, Texas. We can dance. We can sing just good as we want. This is a little something we called the tighten up. Seahawks have a number of players out. Safety Adams, running backs Carson and Hyde, both out. I still think they're going to win. I'm sorry. Russell Wilson, I just think they're going to win. Let's listen to Joe Namath has to say. about Trevor Lawrence. New York legend Joe Namath, whose former team is the front runner for the top choice in the 2021 NFL draft, wouldn't be surprised if presumptive number one pick Trevor Lawrence tried to leverage a trade the way Eli Manning did in 2004. You seen those Joe Namath commercials for people signing up for healthcare coverage? Morty Vickers says he's such a douche. It's time Cam drops the whole Superman thing. Boy, you got that right. Morty Vickers said, never would have thought the Pats would ever sign anyone with this personality. I think they were desperate. I think they thought we can make him run the offense. He's got a little bit of an arm, but he's got a 10-cent brain. Anything could happen in this world, damn near anything, except for the Jets maybe making the playoffs here, Namath said Friday in a phone interview with ESPN. It's happened before, so why would it shock anybody? Namath noted he doesn't know the Clemson quarterback personally. He was asked to give his opinion on Lawrence as a quarterback prospect. Unsolicited, he mentioned the Manning scenario. The Jets, the NFL's only winless team, could be faced with that decision. Namath declined to give his opinion on what the Jets should do, saying he's not close enough to the situation, but he raved about Lawrence, calling him sensational. He's a winner. He's determined. His size is terrific. His athleticism is terrific. His passing ability is terrific. And that's about it, he said with a laugh. There we go. There we go. Broadway Joe weighing in. Matt Stafford in New England. Boy, would that be something. Say what you will, radio. John Smith, that would be something. Bill Belichick would think he died and went to heaven. Stafford makes plays. He's got nothing surrounding him. And he still makes plays. Morty Vickers says he doesn't even fit in with Bill's playbook about Cam Newton. Yeah, you got that right. Boy, do you got that right there. He's just a... Maybe Belichick thought this is a way I can get a guy that can run. I don't know. Boy, old Maradona. Likes his cocaine, likes his booze. Argentina great Diego Maradona has been sedated by doctors to help him cope with withdrawal symptoms from alcohol dependency. Man, Maradona, who underwent emergency surgery on Tuesday for a subdural hematoma, blood clot on the brain, had been sedated after suffering from episodes of confusion linked to withdrawal symptoms. I tell you what. Maradona's a sad story, if you ask me. You know, he and he's a cheating bastard too. Look up Hand of God. World Cup, Hand of God. See what that gets you. Cheating bastard. Did I say that about the guy who's had a subdural hematoma? Which, again, is my least favorite kind of hematoma. I'm going to go on record with that. Let's take a quick look at the UFC, shall we? UFC Fight Night, Santos versus Teixeira. Let's start as we always do at the bottom of the card, shall we? In the prelims, Lopez taking on Burchak. Give me two Americans. One's 11-5, one's 16-6. I'm going to take Lopez. Then we have Griffin versus Brahimaj. And I will take Griffin. Elkins against Garagori. I will take Elkins. Romanov against Rogério de Lima. He's Brazilian. I will take Romanov. We got Chikadze and Simmons. I will take Chikadze. Giles and Lewis, a couple of Americans. I will take Giles. Two ladies. This is on the main card. Two ladies. We've got some ladies that are going to fight. What we got here? I'm sure Bill Belichick would steal Greg Brady's playbook if he thought it would help. Morty Vickers says, what kind of hematoma is a hickey? I like those ones. That's an epidural. I mean, epidermal, not an epidural, an epidermal hematoma. Morty Vickers says, hey, Rose. Huh? Oh, okay. two ladies with impossible to pronounce names. Gadella, Brazilian, taking on Xiaonan. I'll say Xiaonan. One's Brazilian, one's Chinese. Xiaonan. I'm taking her. Heinisch against Allen. I will take Heinisch. Barcelos against Taha. It's like we got a German going against a Brazilian there. I will take Barcelos. Oh, boy. Arlovsky going against Bozer. Arlovsky's American now, you know. And Bozer is Canadian. Vegas likes Bozer. I'm going Arlovsky. Sorry. Loves me some Arlovsky. In the main card, the main event, Santos taking on Teixeira, two Brazilians going at it. I will take Santos. I certainly will. Big boys. 6'2", 205 for each of them. 76-inch reach for both of them. Both of them have orthodox stances. Ought to be a good fight. Ought to be a good matchup. So there you go. Morty Vickers says, so sad to watch Arlovsky still fighting. Love the dude, but hate to see him get dropped. Well, I say they, especially those heavyweights, they always got one more good fight in them. They always got one more good fight in them. Arlovsky's 6'3", Bozer is 6'2". Arlovsky's 244, Bozer is 232. Arlovsky's got 2 more inches of reach at 77 against 75, and both of them orthodox. So there you go. There you go. Arlovsky with the slightly higher takedown average. So there you are. There's a little UFC for you. I know that my man Morty Vicker will be taking that in. Hope he enjoys it. Update you on that Miami, North Carolina State game. NC State's still up, but now it's 38-31. They have the ball. Start of the fourth quarter, they got a 4th and 10 on the Miami 36. So I reckon they'll be punting it away. Brigham Young's still up 7-0 on Boise State. There's now 3:32 left in the first quarter. It's 4th and 8 on the BYU 22. I reckon they'll be kicking a field goal. San Jose State still losing to San Diego State. 40 seconds left in the half. 10-0. San Diego State is up. So there you go. Morty Vickers is always watching him in the UFC. Anything else you guys want me to look into, I will. Let's cover that Justin Turner story. I thought there was a kind of a cool thing about this story. If someone is punching someone, I'm going to watch it. Rosie Williams says he's no pit bull anymore. I always think they got one more real good fight in him. I just do. I'm dumb that way. Los Angeles Dodgers third baseman Justin Turner will not be disciplined for returning to the field to celebrate his team's championship after testing positive for COVID-19. Major League Commissioner Rob Manfred issued a lengthy statement on Friday, alongside one from Turner and another one from Dodgers president and CEO Stan Kasten, in which he outlined the findings of an investigation and also took partial responsibility. Morty Vickers says, we've all made mistakes as we navigated these unprecedented challenges and have tried to learn from those mistakes so they're not repeated, Manfred wrote. With this in mind, I am closing this matter by applauding Justin for acting responsibly, apologizing, and making a commitment to set a positive example going forward. We all know what happened. I'm not going to recount that. And this is what Turner wrote. I assumed by that point that few people were left on the field. I was under the impression that team officials did not object to my returning to the field for a picture with my wife. However, what was intended to be a photo capturing the two of us turned into several greetings and photos where I briefly and unwisely removed my mask. In hindsight, I should have waited until the field was clear of others to take that photo with my wife. I sincerely apologize to everyone on the field for failing to appreciate the risks of returning to the field. I have spoken with almost every teammate, coach, and staff member, and my intentions were never to make anyone uncomfortable or put anyone at further risk. Manfred said teammates actively encouraged Turner to leave his isolation room and return to the field, adding that many teammates felt they had already been exposed and were willing to tolerate additional risk. Manfred's statement also said Turner believed he received permission from at least one Dodgers employee and that an unidentified person incorrectly told him other teammates had tested positive, creating the impression in Mr. Turner's mind that he was being singled out for isolation. Hold on a second here. MLB previously chided Turner for breaking protocol, adding that Turner emphatically refused to comply when asked to leave the field, but Manfred acknowledged Friday that the league could have handled this situation more effectively by assigning a security person to closely monitor Turner and quickly transport him to the team hotel. Manfred wrote that Mr. Turner has publicly recognized that his conduct was wrong and has expressed remorse for that conduct. I have spoken to him personally, and I know he is extraordinarily upset by the incident. By all accounts, Justin is a leader in the clubhouse, a contributor to his community, and a responsible person who was instrumental in the Dodgers diligently following the health protocols all season long. So there you go. There's much more that was written about this by teammates and other people, but I think that encapsulates it pretty well. You know, it's rare in sports these days that people can apply logic and compassion, forgiveness to a situation. And I think this is a good example of that. Now, first and foremost in that whole equation is Justin Turner stepping forward and taking responsibility for his actions. That seems to be the elements that's missing in these situations. People double down and say, I don't care. That's why I'm no. That's exactly what they say. They go, no. I've heard them. But the fact that he stepped up and did his mea culpa and said, hey, look, I shouldn't have done it. I've apologized. It was nice to see that not only his team, his teammates, but most importantly, Major League Baseball and the commissioner of Major League Baseball. I've said many times, when you get the job as the commissioner of Major League Baseball, you immediately have your head rammed about as far up your own ass as it can possibly be rammed. But in this situation, I do have to applaud Rod Manfred for just objectively looking at the situation and saying, look, we're not going to discipline this guy. This is an unprecedented situation in an unprecedented time that we live in. Did he make mistakes? Yes, he apologized. We didn't do everything we could. A little bit of fault for us, too. A little bit. Just a little bit. You're a little outline yourself. Just a little bit. And so I was very gratified to see that. It's not a feel-good story, but it is a story that makes me go, you know what? All right. Somebody did a smart thing. They didn't turn something that, into a big mess like the Raiders do. Morty said, whatever. Team said, forget it. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. And I think it was important that story noted that the teammates already felt like we've already been exposed. I don't know if you were watching the game. Justin was with us in the dugout. He was on the field. He threw us baseballs that he touched with his hand. Morty Vickers says he didn't expose anyone that wasn't already exposed. Found out after he exposed them. Exactly. So, my compliments. Circle clap. I don't think Flynn Beck is watching this evening. Circle clap anyway. By the way, 5 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow, Say What You Will Radio on Good Talk Radio. And also we'll be on Cutting Edge TV Network, as will my other show that people actually seem to like. Let's see. North Carolina State now up 41-31. 13:06 left in the fourth quarter. Miami with the ball, 1st and 10 on their own 48-yard line, or as we like to say in the hood, ya line. Let's see. Boise State got a field goal, so now it's 7-3. BYU leading, 3rd and 8 with the ball at their own 20. So they are there. They are there. Clemson and Notre Dame hooking up tomorrow. Trevor Lawrence won't be playing, which obviously is a detriment to Clemson. Man, Clemson's still so strong, though. I don't know. I might have to check in on that. Not going to do the Major League Soccer predictions. Did those yesterday, a whole day early, and I'm still probably right most of the time. I think that's just about all the sports we've got on this beautiful Friday night. And with that in mind, why don't we go ahead and do our thing and say great sports weekend to all of you. We'd like to thank everybody that was in our chat room tonight. Say What You Will Radio's John Smith was here. Morty Vicker in the house. And, of course, his lovely bride, Rosie Williams, also. Morty Vicker says, I'm not getting alerts anymore from Facebook for your show, Say What You Will Radio. Wonder if it's because of the elections lady heard it was happening. I don't know. It's hard to say. You got to take your cell phone right now. Take it out of your pocket and set the alarm for tomorrow, Saturday, 5 p.m. Pacific time. And make it 4:55. I don't know what page that originates on. I don't know what the main page of it is. I see it on Good Talk, and I try to find another page where maybe it's originating from, but you need to start you might consider starting a Say What You Will Radio actual separate Facebook page. So Rosie says, thanks, Tom. Have a good one. Well, if you can't have a good one, have a long one. That's what I always say, Rosie. You know what I'm saying? Well, you're married to Morty Vicker. Of course you know. At any rate, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for being here. You are awesome for spending your time with us. And that being said, 2020 tonight on ABC. Watch that thing. See that thing. Watch that thing. Do that thing you're going to do when you do the thing you do. And that being said, the only thing that's left to say, really, at this point, is good night and good sports.